Hello. So this is making easy pizza recipe at home. We start off with 2 cups of flour, which is in the stand mixer as you see, and then I add sugar. So it's going to be 1 teaspoon of sugar. That's kind of considerably less sugar compared to I'm making 2 large pizza. And then goes the yeast. So it's going to be 1.5 envelope yeast. I mean 1 envelope yeast, which is 1.5 teaspoon of yeast. So there goes 1 spoon, and there goes the half. Remember, it's 1 envelope, which is equivalent to 1.5 teaspoon. Then comes the salt. That's 2 teaspoon of salt again. So there I get the salt, and I have to pour in 2 teaspoon of that now. Goes the first and the second. Once I have this, the next ingredient that's supposed to go in is water. Water needs to be heated at 110 degree Fahrenheit for optimal performance here. So if you have, if you can preheat water to 110 and keep and then use it, that's best. I have a refrigerator which heats water too, and that's what I'm using. I have that 1.5 cup of water at 110 degree Fahrenheit. And finally, I'm going to put in olive oil, which is going to be 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So there you go, 2 tablespoons, and I'm going to drizzle a little extra on the top. It just says 2 teaspoons and tablespoon and a little more. That's what goes to go in. That's a little more. Once we are done with this, we will put the stand mixer into work with the mixing attachment. So you generally get 2 types of attachment with the stand mixer. The first is the mixing attachment that I'm using here now. So I'm going to let it mix and let it go at a moderate speed for a few, not even like 2 minutes maybe max. And then I'm going to change the attachment at a point of time and let it knead. So that's the kneading attachment, which is going to slowly churn the mix to a mound, and which is kind of more suitable for making the pizza. Now you can do this whole process by hand, but this is faster. Consistency wise, I believe it does a better job. So I am changing over from the mixing attachment to the kneading attachment in the stand mixer. And once I'm done with that, I'll let it again go on for maybe 2 minutes. This is a little rollout, or kind of evenly spreading it and making sure that there is nothing that's sticking to the body of the stand mixer, and kind of taking every last part of the dough. Here is the kneading mix. So I put it on and then I let it go for maybe 1.5 to 2 minutes at moderate speed. I do kind of change the speed a little from start to finish, and then bring it down to low speed to complete stop. So there we let it knead for some time. There you go. Once that's complete, I'll drizzle a little bit of olive oil from the top. Again, as you see, it's just like 15 drops surrounding it all over. And once that's done, I'm going to wrap the stand mixer stand with a plastic wrapper and put it into the oven, or any hot place, or just leave it outside, it's fine. So what I do is just put it in the oven let it sit for 2 hours and let it rise. Now 2 hours is finished, and I'm coming back and I take this out. You see the mix, the whole thing has risen up. The yeast has worked, and it's kind of a much bigger in volume, but it's kind of very, 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 very soft, and it's got a lot of air pockets inside at this point of time. So now I'm ready with the pan. I'm putting in a little bit of semolina, which is going to give a crusty feel to the low bottom of the pizza. You can spray a little bit of oil, the pan spray on these pans so that the pizza don't stick. Now I'm going to take out the dough, which is now pretty fluffy with the yeast working on it, and I'm going to make it into two separate mounds, one for each of the pizzas. So I'm going to make one, and the rest is going to go to the second pan. So there I'm separating it out. Now is the tricky part, and this is where you have to spread it out, and the best way, as you see as we progress with this video, you will see how I spread it out. So another quick thing you can do is let it sit on that pan for like 10 minutes and it kind of settles down. So I put a little plastic wrap so that it doesn't loses its moisture all the way, and I let it sit on those pan in which I'm going to put it into the oven. Now after it is sitting there for some time, I'm going to pick it up, and this is how I'm going to just roll it around my knuckles. So this is a trick that kind of I learned after a few times. Do not like press and let it expand on the pan. You actually roll it. So what you're doing primarily here is stretching it out. You're kind of stretching it all the way as much as you can before it starts falling out, and then you put it in the pan and spread it. The whole idea here is, as you see, I'm pulling it in at the corners. So I'm making it go till the end of the pan by pulling it and not really pressing it anymore. So it's fluffy, it has the yeast has worked on it, and it's kind of a crispy texture that's going to come out if you do it this way. So once I've spread it out and it's kind of occupying the whole of the pan which I'm going to put in to the oven, I'm going to put tomato sauce and cheese and finally pepperoni. And this is the point when you can put in anything. So tomato sauce and cheese. Some tomato sauce goes in first, followed by cheese, and then what goes in is your choice. It can be veggies, it can be meat. I'm doing this as pepperoni. So there I am, carefully spreading it out till the end of the pan, and almost done. It's kind of evenly spread. I get that feeling, it's kind of evenly spread, and then I put the tomato sauce in, spread it out, and then slowly kind of take a little spoon or something which will help you to spread, and I have a big spoon there, and I'm kind of spreading it all the way. And once I'm done with it, I'm going to put in cheese or mozzarella. I'm sorry, it's grated mozzarella at the top. I've found that between all the mozzarella that I've used, the Whole Food has this great mozzarella, which is I believe they call it low moisture mozzarella, which kind of works great. So there I am putting in the mozzarella, and once it's evenly spread, I'm putting in the pepperoni slices. It's almost ready to go into the oven for cooking. So now set the oven at 425 degree, and I'm going to put this and let it bake for 20 minutes. Exactly 20 minutes, 425 degrees. So there you go. It goes into the oven. This oven is already hot, and that's my wait for 20 minutes. If 20 minutes is over, I'm now going to take it out. So there it is. It's kind of cooked. You get the feeling it's nicely cooked. It's gone reddish and all the cheese have disappeared and melted, and the pepperoni is well cooked. There I am, ready with the pizza.